Howdy, howdy, folks.
Hello, folks.
Welcome to another edition of Canucks with Guitars. Sorry we're a little late. We had a little, well, life. Here, let's just get that light out of the picture a bit. That's a little better. So, let's see, last week. So, how you been?
Not bad, not bad.
Awesome.
Roll.
Awesome. Just gonna bring up the chat here while I'm doing that. So, we were discussing last week, we were showing off a couple of amps. And you left with a caveat. Always tune in, folks, because you never know when we're going to get a new piece of gear.
Very true.
Well, I got a new piece of gear the next morning.
I waited till Saturday.
This is true. Oh, have my volume up. Rookie mistake. There we go. Bring that up here. Yeah, so ties in with a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I picked up a Chibson. Fine little piece of kit.
Not too shabby one at that.
Yeah.
Of all them that I've played, that I have to say is probably the most reasonable quality.
Yeah, yeah. So brought it over here Saturday, right? We installed the Duncan 59. I'm paraphrasing a bit because I've been playing on every live video that I've done since Thursday. And so we had started, you know, the tuner installed, but the holes didn't quite line up on the screws. So I thought, gonna go live with my Sunday chat anyways. Couldn't think of anything to really discuss, so I figured, well, I'll finish the repair mod on air and then string it up, and that'll take up half the hour. Easy peasy. Well, you know the old saying, measure twice, cut once.
Oh dear.
I grabbed too large a drill bit.
Oh dear.
And the drill was effing up, where you put in the battery pack, the trigger would work once. So I got the drill running, and I literally did 6 holes holding down the trigger.
That's gutty.
I got lucky. I got lucky.
That's gutty.
Yeah, no wandering drill bits across the back of the head. However, yeah, went to try the first screw in. Plunk! Right into the hole, no problem. Nothing to grip on. Because I chose too large a bit. So then I thought to myself, you know, we had discussed repair vids. You do them. You're more the apt repair guy than myself. But on the other hand, I realized a learning opportunity. How to fix a screw up. So I got out the bamboo toothpicks and the wood glue, and we, together on air, we filled it in.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So which I kind of like that, because doing the live repairs especially, you know, people can ask questions as I'm doing it. And the question, so how are you going to fix that? Well, I showed them.
Yeah, good stuff.
I got it right through. You know, we strung it up. Went to play it, and then I realized, yeah, when we had the bridge off, you'd slam the pins all the way down. So, yeah, the strings were laying on the front. I'm like, kind of fretting out here. 4 turns later.
Yeah.
She sounds like a beaut.
Excellent.
Sounds like a beaut. I figured, yeah, we'll show it off in a little bit here. Because I wanted your first reaction to it be on air and stuff. It has 10s, so you're not going to immediately break the E string.
All right, that's a plus. That's a plus.
Yeah, 2 F or E flat, which is awesome. And yeah, I've been playing all. I had actually a buddy of mine from high school was in at the shop this week. He does our alarm systems.
Okay.
And he's been playing guitar and singing, you know, as long as I have. And so he picked that guitar up, and he played it unplugged, and you know the resonance from it. We saw that thick maple cap, and he did a cover of Penny Lane, just him on, like, basically acoustically. Oh my, beautiful.
Wow.
He does the repair on the alarm system. He's like, yeah, man, I've never played a Chibson before. That's really cool, you know. Well, we had a problem with the alarm system, so we had to come back the next day. And one of the first words he says to me is, I've been thinking about that guitar since yesterday.
Like I said, of all the Chibos I've played, it's not a bad one at all.
Who do we have in the house here? Let's see, we've got Mr. Jim Guidry's in the house, speaking of new guitars.
Salute, sir.
David Ennis is in the house, Dry Heat 480, R2, R3 locking nut. I think I saw Mr. BHB Bruce earlier.
Good, Bruce, what's going on?
I haven't seen him. I don't see a comment from him, but he did message me saying he was in the chat. So I don't know what's going on there, which I will actually message him. Let's see, we live. Don't see you. LOL. So yeah, what else we got going on this week? Did the repair thing and went live at lunch. Found out the Russians have a thing for me, so that's all I'll say about that.
That's
Gotta love those
cyber
Russians.
warfare, folks.
Yeah.
It's not the North Koreans, it's the Russians.
Yeah, they like little old me. I don't know. I guess they don't like Canucks with guitars. They like Canucks or guitars, but not together.
Well, generally speaking, they're not overly fond of the Canucks.
This is true. Right.
But hey, they're not overly fond of terribly many people.
And I'm going to actually remember to share the show. Hey, what a concept. Twitter. I think it's sharing. Anyway, so yeah, let's take this guitar out and let you give it a whirl. I guess you plug it into the custom, which takes minimal time to warm up those circuits.
Warmed up.
Speaking of amplifiers, we had a viewer message me this week and offered use of an amplifier for a review slash demo.
Cool.
A Friedman.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Cool.
you can guess who it is.
Well, I'd probably take one or two guesses and figure out who it might be.
Yeah. So yeah, he had messaged me. He goes, "Are you on live now?" I'm like, "No, I just ended." And yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Center. Just popped in the chat.
Yeah.
And I haven't even set the pickup like that. It's close. But yeah, I haven't even bothered
Hey,
dialing
nothing to
into
boo about that, son. That's damn good.
it's stable tuning, and I haven't really even stretched the string. But notice how many lines on that technique. A whole quarter line.
Yeah, I could probably pull that out.
And that's not the stability, that's just new strings, guys. Well, you guys, you know. You've seen me playing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to turn the bloody light on behind us. There we go.
Still on that microphone-y neck.
Oh, yeah.
Which aside from being
I'm working on that.
microphonic as all hell, isn't actually
Well,
terrible sound.
It's basically an unpotted Epiphone pickup,
Yeah.
which it's dark, but I like it too.
Like, roll that right. Oh, let's give that a little more juice. That was sounding neat. That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
And I've been consistently raising action and it still plays great.
time I'm playing, especially Hackney this evening, I'm really making an effort not to try and play anything that sounds too much like a commercial song in light of the recent fucking not so absolutely crazy crackdown the record companies have been making on digital broadcasters such as ourselves, or even just people posting a video of them being like, check out me playing my brand new guitar I got for my birthday, and having their entire Facebook accounts
Stay away
shut
from
down.
Zeppelin. That's
So,
the big one.
I'm just trying to come up with stuff that, as far as I know, isn't something, and it's no reflection on the guitar. You know? Hopefully, you don't take it as a poor reflection on my playing. But yeah, this is I mean, as long as the guilty conscience doesn't get at you, this is.
I have a
This
question.
is a solid working axe.
Jim Guidry's in the chat. Jim, you sent me that photo the other day of the new axe. Do you mind if I show it off?
Yeah.
Paul Glover's in the house.
Well, you done good on this one, son.
Yeah.
That's a solid working axe right
Yeah.
there. I'd gig with that with a flashing.
And just in case some of you have not seen it before,
Given the manufacturer, I don't say I feel a whole lot of guilt about the bootlegging side of it. Given I feel they kind of
yeah, 18-to-1 locking tuners I put on.
bend over their customer base on their price points.
Seymour Duncan 59 in it, because let's be honest, the two biggest problems with the Gibson is tuning stability and the electronics. And we solved those issues.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly, even Canadian retail, boom. So that thing was purchased online for $300 shipped, and then another $200 into it.
yeah,
$250 really with tax.
that guitar with a blank headstock, just like the old 70s lawsuit guitars, like just a blank headstock.
Yeah.
That'd still be a solid investment in an instrument.
So-
It's a solid instrument at the end of the day. Like,
You know Jim Guidry in the chat there.
uh-huh.
So, he's got himself a Wolfgang. His main deal is this
Oh,
beautiful
the
Beretta.
Wolfgang came in.
No.
Oh, no.
You're thinking
Alright.
of Bruce.
Oh, sorry. All right.
So this is his main Kramer Forever and a Day, which is awesome,
Yeah.
awesome guitar. But the one in the middle is the one he just got.
Oh, yes. That's
I would say if the Telecaster was released today, that's what it would be.
And if I were to say how could it be any more black, and how much more black could it be? It could be none more black. That is
None
a
more.
black guitar.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
try
had to fully
show it.
zoom in before I could even start to see how many pickups it had. That's awesome.
Yeah, like
Even the contour, like it's hard to see the edge of the. That's black. It's like a freaking black hole, man. That's awesome. That's rad. I dig it. It's
Yeah.
black.
yeah.
It's
So
blacker than black.
yeah, you got that last Friday.
Radical, man. I
Saturday.
like that.
Yeah, something like that. And yeah, she's a beast. Let's hope that shows off okay there,
It
folks.
just show up like a black hole in
Yeah.
the screen.
Trust me, there
The
is a guitar there.
Telecaster-shaped black hole there is
Yeah.
actually a guitar.
Yeah, as opposed to I love that Kramer. It's the most cool color. It's not showing up in the photo to him. And his other one, yes. I think we saw our drummer in the chat.
Yeah, that's
He
groovy.
just texted me. I don't see the chat on the side, but that was 5 minutes ago. But then I saw a hey pop up, so I'm thinking he found the chat on the side. And he says, I do love me a Les Paul. Hey, that is sweet. Everyone's saying, yeah, Jim's got a beautiful guitar there. Oh, yeah.
Mm.
So speaking of which, beautiful guitars. We heard about a couple in the last week that are making some noise. One's making a lot of noise. But we'll get to that one momentarily. Yeah, that's that one. So this one we've seen in a blonde kind of finish. We haven't seen it in this finish until I saw it posted
I
today.
don't know what the finish is called, but I'm gonna say the natural or possibly blonde finish.
Yeah. So what we're talking about is the new Eric Johnson Thin line. This one here, different finish, a standard burst. The reason I want to show it off, guys, is assuming it's not sold by Saturday, we're going to review this very guitar. It's already been shipped. It's arrived at Arden's in Kingston, which is 100 kilometers east of me, so 65 miles. We're hoping to make the trek down. They're the biggest footprint store. They have the most inventory too, because we want to review those new Fender pedals. They got them at the Arden's location in Belleville, what, not even a week ago? And they're down to 2 of them already. So we want to review the pedals for you guys, and for us to do them, they have to stop selling them so quickly. And then the other one that's...
I think I already know what this is, just seeing that quick glimpse at the screen there.
Yeah.
It is what I thought it is.
It looks like a project guitar, which I kind of like pawn shop special in a way. Like you took
No, it just... It looked like those guitars that were at the pawn shops, and they were the ones you could actually afford, but then you plugged it in, and it just sucked.
It looks like an opera.
And then later in life, you learn that those things were called the plywood monsters. It looks like a plywood monster. I don't care what anyone says.
And
on
we're
top
talking
of
about that, folks.
Shame on you, Paul Reed Smith. Like, come on.
Now I will say, I know.
Seriously, like you guys are like one of the most innovative companies.
No, I will say I know 2 people that already have them pre-ordered. They do have them pre-ordered, so I'm curious to hear reaction on playability and all that.
Paul Reed Smith, one of the most like innovative guitar companies of my like age.
Yeah.
And to do that, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It'd be like Ferrari releasing the Civic.
Yeah.
I don't know. It really baffles, and I just can't. Yeah.
So yeah.
Seeing it all over the internet this week, I've been like,
Yeah.
and that, folks, grinds my gears.
It is a source of topic on the old interview
You know what?
this week.
Kudos to that. If that was their aim, was to just...
Considering we've all known about it for, what, 6 or more months? Like, he's already been gigging with one for how long?
Like, it was...
Because I was trying to find a picture. I wanted to find a stock photo like that to show you guys, and all I could find was live shots of Mayer playing one. You know, playing on Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, some live gig. I'm like, no, I want, like, just a nice, clear shot of it. And then just today, I found that photo.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I watched some stuff on it. Some of the propaganda.
The only thing I've been left to wonder on this, and this is like the real question I want to have, like, I want to get an investigation into the bottom of this. Who over at Fender A&R took a dump in his cornflakes to make him go and do this? Like, what did they do to piss Mayer off that he's like, you guys want to see a stunt? Let me show you a stunt. Because, that's spiteful. That's bloody spiteful. Like, what did they do to piss him off?
The other person that
the Body is a Wonderland guy does this. Like, he's got to be pretty pissed.
Another person dropped the balls. There was rumor that in between PRS and Fender, there was a brief chat up with Music Man. They had built him a piece of guitar, and apparently that did not go well because he's obviously not with them.
True.
So but yeah, and then of course we hear, you know, like Fender's in a big hoo-ha about it, but it's like every other brand knocks off your body shapes for the most part. So why are you now drawing the line at that? Because it's another American manufacturer. There's lots of them.
Yeah, like, I don't think Fender has a leg to stand on to fight it, to be honest. But
yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I'd love to know who pissed John Mayer off, and I'd love to know what it was about, because that man's like, this is a spiteful move, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, and by the way, David Ennis, it was cool. We were chatting the other night. I can't remember. Was that Tuesday night? We were chatting a bit. And then I was falling asleep, so I had to let him go. Had a cool little chat with David after Johnny's show, which I won't get into because you didn't want to take too much credit. Okay, so David Ennis had a spare guitar laying around, so he decided to ship it as a gift to Johnny Bean. Fender Elite Stratocaster
Really?
that he had played half a dozen times. It was just sitting there. It wasn't getting played, so he sent it off to Johnny, who ironically had a studio session or something the next day where they say bring a variety of guitars. He has no Stratocaster, and then he had a Stratocaster, an Elite Stratocaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome, brother.
That's a nice one.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, that was cool. I just got on tangent there. I saw his name, and yeah, I was like, yeah, and we had a nice little chat afterwards and stuff. And so, yeah, I've been a busy beaver, speaking of strats. I got a buddy of mine out in Vancouver. He builds guitars.
Ah.
I don't know if I've mentioned that to you
No.
before. Oh, yeah, I got a buddy out in Vancouver that builds guitars.
Okay.
Guys, check out the website. It's renofin.ca. I'll add it into the description afterwards because I forgot to put it in to automatically come up. So, yeah, renofin.ca. And I don't know if he's just sourcing out. I don't think he's building from a log forward. I think he might be buying, building guitars, not necessarily full-on
crafting.
Yeah. But he's got some beautiful stuff. Actually, why don't we bring up this website real quick? So, anyways, since he builds guitars, I thought, hey, bet you that guy could find me a neck for my Strat.
Yeah.
And so I said, hey man, can you get me a neck for my Strat? He's like, sure, buddy. Boom. Message of questions. Like, what neck profile? What radius? Do you want a compound radius? Do you want it from this to this, this to this? I'm like, and all I said was, I want a maple neck with vintage frets. He's like, well, tall vintage frets, low wide ones, which are basically worn out jumbos. Like, what? I'm like, I just want little skinny little 60s frets, like a Telecaster. He's like, all right. I was like, maple neck, yeah. I'm like, nothing fancy. He's like, you want the Fender logo on the headstock? I'm like, if it's a few bucks, sure, but if it's, Fender wants $50 for a water slide, well then forget it, What finish do you want? I said unfinished. He's like, oh, okay, so a natural satin finish? I'm like, no, unfinished. Like, I don't want any finish on the neck. He's like, really? Why is that? I'm like, blame Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
So he said, fair enough. So let's see if we can find some of his work here.
Cool. So the Strat will finally be resurrected again.
Yes, yeah. And then I thought, well, I don't know if I want to get rid of it because I'm not really hard up for cash at the moment, for one thing. And it's always nice to have a Strat around.
Everyone should have a Strat. Even Ace Frehley, King of the Last Balls, has put a Strat.
Maybe it's renofin.com. No, that doesn't look right. Alright, so I'm not finding him. I'm going to have to talk to him. Oh, what do we got here? Renofin Limited Profiles. Is that him? Maybe? No, that's in Uganda. He's in Vancouver. Well, we'll just hop on the Facebook real quick. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, so he's sourcing out. He's going to check whether him doing it as opposed to he's got some supply routes and stuff. So he said he'd check out the easiest, most affordable way because he knows none of us have a ton of money, so.
He's a musician.
Yep. It's weird that it's not coming up. Try his page. He's got some beautiful tellies. That's what started me on it.
Again, everybody should have a telly.
Oh yeah, everybody should have a telly. Him playing guitar. You don't want them as him playing drums. Yeah, he's a talented musician as well. I remember I showed him his first chords, and then I gave him that advice, play an hour a day, every day. So he played 3 hours a day every day for 3 years. And then I saw him a few years later and blew me out of the water. Like, I said, how'd you get so good? Well, I took your advice and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, apparently I'm finding nothing on. I'll find the info and put it in the description afterwards. But yeah, he builds some amazing stuff. So definitely check him out. Renofin.ca. Maybe you'll have better luck than me finding the website. But yeah, Travis, local boy, moved out west, and so yeah, good stuff. Also, I was talking with Mark Hazansky, who's got the YouTube show Tone Talk which he co-hosts with Mr. Dave Friedman, all back to the Friedman Amps things, which Dave Friedman, a heck of a guy. You know, our buddy Pete that owns the Friedman amp, he offered us use of it. It's been modded. But prior to getting the mod done by our local buddy, he was messaging back and forth with Dave Friedman about how to do the mod and blah, blah, blah. And he said, my God, he's like, for a guy who's running an amp and guitar company, and pedals and everything, like pretty prompt on the replies for some Yahoo in small town Ontario. He's really helpful, really cool, and you can tell, you watch his YouTube show, and he's just like us, he just got lucky in life, you know, type thing. Really cool guy, and Mark's really awesome. And so, yeah, I've been watching some of their stuff, and they got Seymour Duncan coming on tomorrow night.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I watched 2 of their shows today, and they're great for long-form interviews because they now go about 4 hours on one of their streams. So you think when we do an hour, we're like, woo, that was fun. Yeah, they go 4 hours. Yeah, I watched one with Steve Stevens today, which was awesome. And the first episode, which was Grover Jackson. And I didn't realize, or I keep forgetting, we were looking at the Friedman guitars there. Remember, maybe a month ago?
Yeah, like a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, they got the Cali, they got the Classic T, which is their Tele style, semi-relic, or you can get new old stock. Grover Jackson's building those guitars for them. So you know you're getting a quality piece of work.
No questions there.
Yeah. And they're pretty cheap, too. Like, I think it's like $2,600, $2,800 to get you, you know, a decent guitar that's built by Grover Jackson. As opposed to an American-built guitar built by somebody whose initials are on the guitar body somewhere. You don't know who that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, very cool stuff.
Definitely. That's actually pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. So here's something, we got asked this a couple of weeks ago. I keep putting up good, cheap recording software.
Yes.
Having done some home-based recording.
For the money,
including freeware.
I'll start with my number one.
Yeah, we're not talking the $100 piece of software that you find the crack for, which becomes free.
Yeah, I'll go with my number one pick, and then I'll do my favorite free and my favorite paid for.
Sure.
But my number one pick, because for the money, because to purchase the key for it it's like $60, I think, for a personal use license.
Mm-hmm.
Reaper.
Yep.
It's powerful, flexible. It does a lot of great things.
It's really fast.
The routing is the way you can set up your bus routing. It's just like having a console. You can do things that I haven't been able to do with other software. Aside some stuff that you can run on Linux exclusively, which is, it can do that stuff, but it does it in a much more complicated way.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Which I like, the stuff Rex uses.
Yeah. I don't, it is, but he gets it.
It's really good, and he gets it, and he rocks that like some kids rock Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a pro.
Like,
but it's just watching him do it. I'm trying to follow, and I'm pretty good at.
Well, considering he even moves virtual cables, like he has to physically turn a rack unit around. He's clicking on jumper cables, and you see a virtual 1/4-inch cable pull out, animate down into here, and move this one over here like a switchboard from 100 years ago. And I'm like, I wouldn't know that. Yeah.
It's really intuitive. Like, I'm sure if like you were to actually sit down and like really look at what everything is, it's really intuitive.
Hey, Sean Mahoney's in the house. Hey,
because
Sean.
it is like physically plugging cables around, but it was just watching him do it. It's baffling.
JJ Collins is in the house.
But yeah, Reaper for the bang for the buck is Reaper. You can get the free demo, and it runs for like 90 days or something like that if you want to try it out. No limitations, no time limits, no little inserted in your recording. You can do everything with it. You can load VST, you can run stuff like Amplitude in it.
Yep.
It's great.
Well, for those...
It can be a bit of a resource hog if you have a slower computer, I will say that.
Yeah. But chances are you're not doing other stuff when you're doing recording
Especially if you start
yeah.
getting more than, say, 4 or 5 tracks going with effects applied, you'll start to really notice a lag in performance.
Yeah.
on slower computers, on a pretty decent computer.
And for ease of use, and we're not professionals, folks, but unlike tonight, but previous episodes, you would have heard our little theme song at the beginning. We knocked that whole thing out in half an hour.
Yeah, that was like,
And that was recording all the parts, figuring out what we're going to play, and then rendering it,
tracking it,
everything.
mixing it, and then
Done. Half an hour, 40 minutes tops. And it was
Reaper's
done.
really good. And now, for free software, you cannot beat the world globally renowned Audacity.
Audacity, which is what I've used mostly.
It's
It's so simple
all
to
you
use.
intend to do is just record demos to post on like your MySpace or like some demos.
MySpace,
to,
eh?
I don't know. Whatever the kids post their music to these days.
SoundCloud, Bandcamp.
Something. Whatever.
Reverb Nation. We'll throw that one in with MySpace.
Alright, yeah, there we go. Is Reverb Nation still even around?
Kind of. I
All
see
right.
2 of my friends in social media
Okay.
use it because they're the only two. They're like, we're number 3 on Reverb
Anyway,
Nation.
so
I'm like,
whatever, like,
sure.
if you're just like doing it for the, like, if it's not for really professional, like, purposes, Audacity is all you're ever gonna need.
Sure.
It's great, you can load VSTs into it.
Yep.
It doesn't support live input off something like Amplitude, although if you've got a good computer, you can kind of set up routing to do it.
Yeah, we've done
trickily.
it.
Yeah, but it didn't. The way to do it is you have to record directly to Audacity and then bump your track over to Amplitude and then.
Is that how we did for the
Yeah.
Vaticans?
And then
Oh,
bump,
yeah, I guess, yeah.
And then bump
yeah.
it back in as a track.
Right.
You can do it. It's just
Hey, Blackie
there's
PH
another
is in the
step
house.
involved. But yeah, for everything you're gonna need to do, otherwise Audacity is more than perfect.
Yeah.
It's great, especially for doing mixing. Some people like using it exclusively for like doing mixing and mastering, and use something like Reaper for doing their live tracks in because it's a lot more user friendly with the effects and it'll run live software like.
I kind of like the rendering and mastering in Reaper too, though.
Yeah, I mean, I like it as well, but because Audacity is less of a resource hog.
Yeah.
So
True,
like if you do have
true.
a slower computer, you can get away with doing like your guitars and stuff one track at a time through the modeling and Reaper.
Right.
And then bump the tracks over to Audacity
I
and do
agree.
all your mixing because it's less of a resource hog.
Yeah.
And then if you want to pay for it, yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah, because, well,
There's
like
a
the
problem.
obvious answer is Pro Tools.
But no, I wouldn't even say Pro Tools.
No.
Honestly, I would not even recommend Pro Tools. It doesn't make my list. I would recommend Apple's Logic over top of that.
Yeah.
If you've got Apple
True.
computer or a
True.
Mac,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. It's great. It's pretty affordable. You can usually find some used copies of it. Adobe Audition on the PC side, I haven't used it too much.
Mm-hmm.
The bit I have used it like all Adobe software, it's not as user-friendly as one would hope. You kind of have to actually read the giant manuals that come with them. But once you get the swing of it, or if you're pretty familiar with Adobe's menus and pretty familiar with how DAWs work, you can kind of jump into it and sort of feel your way around blindly and do all right.
Sure.
Which is kind of what I did. It's good, it's professional quality, but it's expensive, and if you're just getting it to fart around with, it's probably not the best choice.
Sure.
And what else could I recommend in the paying for side of things? You can get GarageBand for free. It's not great at all. I find GarageBand is good for songwriting.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to demo an idea just yourself to capture or like work on,
Yeah.
it's good for that. But for trying to like actually record with, it's kind of useless.
True. True.
And the results, even if you do painstakingly force yourself to do a multi-track project in GarageBand, it's not really lifeless.
Yeah.
Like they just have this really flat, boring sounding quality. And like you try and EQ it out, make
Well,
it sound more
it's
lively,
like
and I don't know what it is.
It's for people that aren't musicians to create music, and I don't mean that in derogatory pop world kind of way. I mean, Joe Blow off the street has a little tune he's been whistling for 10 years. He can figure out a
now,
way
like, do
to
it on
physically
his,
make a
like,
song.
iPad and be
It's
like,
not going to
"Woo,
sound
woo, woo,
great, but it will work.
And
Yeah.
and you know what? It's good for capturing ideas. It's not great recording
Yep.
software. But again, if you're going to pay money and you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can do no wrong buying Reaper. If
Right.
you want to spend a little bit more, get the commercial license. You can run your little home studio off of it and not have to feel bad about burning the company by using your personal license to do commercial recordings. which, as long as I'm not going to say dishonest things, that's theft. I mean, there's laws against that.
Yeah, yeah.
There's laws against
So,
that.
And I use whatever he tells me to use.
Don't steal your software though. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying any sort of moral, ethical ground because I mean, well, I guess I am because people work hard to make this stuff and like the programmers and yada yada yada. Sure, they get their paychecks, but like the software companies go under all the time.
Yeah, they do. Here today, gone tomorrow.
So
Tech bubble.
don't steal the software. And secondly, it's like downloading those cracks to break the software is like giving your computer AIDS. Like it's like going back to the LimeWire days.
Yeah.
When you were literally like, giving your computer an infectious disease just to get free music.
Yeah.
Not that I ever did that because that's bad.
No, not that I still have a lot of that software. I'll make the computer, but then again, Mike, I've been using the same laptop for 10 years, so.
But yeah, so that's kind of
So maybe I have a fully cracked 10-year-old version of
home
Apple II. I
recording
don't know.
software on the cheap from the Canucks.
Yeah. And I use whatever he tells me to use. That's why I just let him go. 'Cause- Oh, hell. Who we kidding? Now, if there's something I want to record, I just come over here and go, hey, buddy, I want to record something. So.
Yeah.
Because I haven't clicked on the icon on my computer in 5 years or something. And I have to remember, how does this work again? Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's quicker to drive the 10 miles over. So other than that, yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to mention we have another contest going. We got some brochures from Fender and, or catalogs, I guess, or product guides, whatever you want to call it. I saw the Master one today.
Dealer guides.
I tried to get the dealer guide, the Master Fender one, that has all the brands in one catalog, but they only have one per store. So I couldn't get that one. And it's the new one. It's got all the stuff that isn't out yet. Considering they have the reissued George Lynch, Tiger, Stripe, Charvel, there was a Gretsch, there was a Fender, and an EVH product. And I'm just like, they're all there. All the good stuff's in there. Bet you I can find the part number for the new EVH chorus that's coming out that nobody knows any info on because I'm sure it's not out till Summer NAMM. But I bet you it's in that one. With a SKU number, and I bet you if you put that SKU number in, your computer will crash. So they're like, we don't recognize this. Well, it's in the book, guys. So yeah, I was trying to snag one of them. So yeah, to enter the contest, all you have to do is go on any previously recorded video, so no live streams. Comment below, I want the catalogs, I want the brochures, enter me in the contest. I don't care what you say, just say something like that. And yeah, just make so I take notice. You're not just saying, hey, another great vid. Well, thanks, I appreciate that, and I will reply to those, I always do. But I won't know to put you in the, yeah, you know, shoot me the loot. Something like that. I don't know if I would say shoot or not, but I just did, so. Yes.
Except for my F-bomb.
So that's what's going. Yeah, that's what's going on there. Contest. I don't know how long we're going to run it. We'll see how many people are in it. People keep trickling in. We'll leave it for a little while, and I can always get more stuff, and we'll make multiple prizes. So yeah, and get more stuff and stickers. We all have stack. How many off now? I'm always grabbing stacks of stickers. So chances are, if Ardens carries it, I have a sticker of it. So,
yeah.
Yeah, we'll throw some stickers in there too because, yeah, people will be like, I don't know if I want any catalogs, but I wouldn't mind a stack of gear stickers. So I got that guitar case, you know, with the screwed up Tolex. I'll just wallpaper it with stickers. Why not? We all do eventually.
Yeah.
Bruce says, I like stickers. Yeah. You like decals too, not decals. Decals. We're Canadian. Here's another interesting topic. Heads and cabs versus combos.
Ooh.
What do you prefer overall? What do you prefer tone-wise? Reliability? Whatever, you know.
The answer to all of the above is head and cab.
Yeah.
Is my preference. That being said, portability and handiness are the only things I find the combo has going.
In theory. Because some of those combos weigh more than...
Oh, like that B-52.
Yeah. Well, it made me think about this was...
that thing weighed more than my 410.
Watching Tone Talk, somebody had asked about a combo version, I believe, of the BE-100. if I'm getting that right, or OD100, like his nice amp. Somebody was asking about a combo version. Apparently they did briefly make one, but it weighed 85 pounds.
Yeah. Nobody
So yeah, the
wants,
point's mute if you can't carry it.
nobody wants to carry that thing around.
Yeah, whereas put it in the head and the cab that each weigh, even if they each weigh 50, it's not 85 pounds at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is, that's exactly why I chopped my Fender DeVille 410 into a head and cab.
Exactly. It was a beast.
Have you ever tried to lift the 410 up and into the back of an SUV?
Exactly. And not throw your back out after gigging all night?
Yeah, it's pretty daunting at about 3 o'clock in the morning.
What's your opinion, guys? What do you guys prefer?
Having a couple sodies and you're packing up.
Yeah, I learned some stuff on that. The fact that, and I never thought about it, is from a reliability standpoint, it's better to have them separate. Because having your tubes, especially
it
using
shakes the guts out of your amp.
Exactly.
That's why the old Marshall MG100 112s, that's why they die. It's way too much amplifier for a small little 112 cab amp like that, and they shake themselves to death, and the IC chips go in them, and
Yeah, JJ Collins says
the rectifiers go in them. And
well, that's the thing, like, and to load in, like, they say it's easier and stuff, and I guess, like, especially in larger cities where you're showing up for the club gig, you got your 112 one hand, you got the gig bag with 2 guitars in it, and your pedal board, one trip
that is to say, like, a good quality 112 is not going to shake itself to death.
Yeah, and especially
You're going to go through power tubes a little bit more than you would with that exact same amp and a head and cab, though.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
Yeah.
But a quality combo amp is not going to shake itself to death.
Yeah. And I was just
I
asked
don't want to
again,
give that impression.
what pickup was in this? That is a Duncan 59 R2. A Duncan 59. Reliability. Again, like, from the gigging, let's say, session guy, no, not session, because you got to bring a bunch of gear to sessions quite often, but, like I say, the guy who's going down to, he's clubbing, let's say, in Toronto, he's taking a cab, whatever, combo amp, like I said, gig bag with 2 guitars in it, pedal board, one trip from the cab or the subway or whatever, you're good to go. We're rural, we're always driving to gigs, so I'd rather make 4 trips carrying light stuff than 2 heavy-ass trips.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why, I'm not taking a double neck in a road case, or flight case,
a Fender Twin, like.
Yeah,
like a twin reverb.
I used to carry a Vibrolux around and it killed me. Well, that B52 I got off you last week, just about pulled my arm out of the socket taking it home last Thursday night.
The first time I picked it up, I almost put my shoulder out because I just wasn't expecting it to be so heavy. So I didn't give it nearly enough heave, and I just had too much slack in my arms. I pulled it out, and it just clunk, like it dropped.
Yeah, like he knows.
It hurt.
Like, you pull into my driveway, you got to walk through some vehicles, down along a walkway to get to the front step. It's like, what, 40, 50 feet. It doesn't seem that long normally. 35, 40 steps, no problem. But, yeah.
That staircase didn't seem so bad until the first time I had to hunt the B52.
That's true. Yeah, well, like you just stood back, you're like, yeah, have fun with that.
Heavy.
Yeah.
It is a really heavy, like a really, really heavy 112. Like, probably the heaviest 112 I've ever come across even.
Versus add an engine and get planks and drive your 410 up into the truck. Yeah, pretty much. Heaviest combo by far is the PV 5150 combo.
Oh my,
yes! Years.
The old school giant, enormous 5150 212s. There's one for sale in our area for like 600.
They're huge.
Now. Really great deal.
And well built.
If I had the money,
that's the other
part. Oh yeah, they're tanks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can take that amp, put it in the middle of the street, get up to ramming speed, and just plow into the side of a car, and you will absolutely write it off. Like, right off a small sedan, no problem with that amp. It is a freaking brick wall, and the sound that comes out of it is equally powerful.
I'm just curious. R2 R3 says he's got a Duncan 59, but the ears are too big, like for a Les Paul, so it's still sitting in the package. Well, what were you looking to put it in? I'm curious. Because I hope you weren't thinking something like a Wolfgang, because you're gonna drop your output by about 2/3 because a Wolfgang pickup is about 15K, and those are 5, 6.
Somewhere.
They're a low output pickup, but like even like a DeMarzio Super Distortion is an overwound one of these more or less. It's basically a Let's see here. Oh my God, is that your missing match for your Chibson? Yeah. So it depends. Is it a neck pickup or a bridge pickup, R2? If it's a neck pickup, maybe we need to talk. Although I may have a set of Gibson pickups coming. So I'll throw a Gibson pickup in the neck, assuming Center's still watching. He still needs to dig those out. He was just popping in for a minute, just say hi. Yeah, and then we'll have a surplus Gibby bridge pickup sitting around, which never hurts to throw a Gibby pickup into something that's not a Gibby. So.
Yeah, another thing that is unbuckled.
Oh, it is a neck pickup. So.
A 59 neck. Ooh.
What you want for it, buddy? What you want for it? You can message me on this channel, because I know he's not on social media. I'd also say I could give out my email, but I don't know if I want to give out my email on the air in case the Russians decide to watch this one and I get flooded with Pasvidanya. Yeah, no. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in getting rid of it. If you go on the channel, I think in the About section, there's you can just message me direct. If not, I think my email might be listed on there. I'm not sure. So let me know, because yeah, I'd definitely be interested in that. Let me know. That'd be nice. Dual 59, because most people put a 57 in the neck, but I'd like to actually have dual 59s.
I always like the 59 setup.
Yeah.
Or a 59 and an outlook.
Is your link in the description? No, there's just links for Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and his YouTube.
Which there's nothing on, so no.
I can see your Vatican Assassin stuff.
Oh yeah, the Vatican Assassin's greatest hits.
And I believe the Nancy's doing their O'Shanahan song. The song written.
It might be there.
Yeah, I think I saw that on there. I was on there the other day for some reason.
It might be there. Yeah.
So yeah.
That's there's not a whole lot there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I was gonna say I just typed my email in the chat here, but the chat now gets replayed. I told you that. Now when people watch this video after the fact, they'll still see the chat down the right hand side.
Oh right. Yes.
Oh, he says it's mine. Really, dude? Damn. Thanks.
That's some fine finagling, sir.
Yeah. How about this, buddy? I will put my email in the chat, and since you have a wrench, you can then delete the comment afterwards. Or I'll just say it.
That's just how quickly it happens.
Actually, screw it. I'll just say it. So it's the letter D, as in for my actual first name, David, then my name, Ben Coombs, @gmail.com.
Isn't music a wonderful thing?
So, I hope you heard that. So yeah, dbencoombs@gmail.com. Wow, that's very awesome, dude. That's very awesome. Thanks. So we'll have a project to do in a while. Yeah, email me and I'll send you my address. Oops, missing something here. Hey, Ty Naka is in the house. Young musician out of Michigan, I want to say. Let's play some shreddery type guitars and such. Awesome, thanks R2. Damn, that made my week. And I was already having a good week playing this thing daily, but damn, speechless now. Now I don't know how Johnny felt last night, and I'm not even getting a Strat. That's awesome. What else we have to cover? We talked about that. Oh yeah. How are we doing on time anyways? 49 minutes. Well, then we'll definitely get to that. Does string gauge affect tone? Before you get it, I will say one thing. String gauge will change your tone, like just the simple, a thicker string will sound different than a thinner string.
Yeah.
But does it change or affect your tone?
Like my tone, or does it affect
Or does it affect tone?
my overall playing?
Does it affect your playing? Then again, you're pretty religious to one set of strings for as long as I've known you.
I use 11s. And I can
11
do,
through 46, I believe. 48. 48.
Yes, 48, I think. Yeah, 11 to 48. Yeah, in purple Ernie balls. And yeah, I can still manage doing double octave bends on a G string with a set of 11s. If I use anything lighter, because of that, I either wind up pushing things like way too high out of pitch, or just breaking strings.
I want to get some 8s.
Like picking up Ben's guitar with 9s, being like doodle doo 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 blink. Oh, sorry, broke the string.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, and I still use the 9th.
But does it affect my tone? Yes and no. I find I dig in a little more and get a bit more aggressive when using a lighter string to compensate for the lack of body that you get from using a thicker string, which also contributes to me breaking lighter strings even more.
True. Because you're looking for the sustain that you may not feel is there.
The bigness. That's what I find, like, power chords, or especially drop D, like riffing, on a set of 9s, it sounds anemic to me. It's just really thin. Like, with my setup though, like I know I could use a heavier distortion pedal or something like that to compensate for it and still get that big, thick, burly tone.
I think,
But because I use a really low gain setup,
the strings do make more of a difference in your tone. Whereas if you do, say, more of a high gain setup, which neither of us do.
Yeah, if I used like a 5150, for example, I could get away with using whatever, because it really, my playing would.
You could probably get away with 10s, probably not 9s, because again, you'd be compensating too much with this actual
I'd be digging in too much.
Yeah. Hey, JJ's House of Jams is in the house.
Yeah, I could use 10s if I played with higher gain, and I probably would. To be honest, if I was playing like metal and like a shredder, or like, I don't know. I was gonna give an example. I'm like, oh wait, no, people are just gonna be like, that's not shred. So anyway.
Bruce makes a comment. He just said to me, tag me, we have the coolest community among these various channels, and yeah. I agree. We do have a cool, because I see these guys in other chats on it, and there's 5 channels we'll say or so that we all kind of hang out on, and it's awesome. Yeah, and Ty says he's in Flint, Michigan. There we go. Yeah, for me, I don't know how much string gauge affects my tone, because like I had to play with 11s when I was in One Day to Live because I was in drop C.
Yeah, and you're not going to get away with
But I had already started playing with 11s. Well, basically when I met you, because you threw a set of 11s on one of the first guitars you set up for me, just to try, and I was digging, and everybody was into 11s 10 years ago, especially. Like, it was the given.
The boom of the Ernie Ball Purple Pack.
Like everybody, because they weren't
littered backstage.
They weren't too thick for certain guitars, they weren't too thin for others. Yeah, so, but then I remember, what was it, when we decided to start covering Heroes, and I'm using a medium gain at best, drop D tuning with 9s, well, drop C sharp really, let's
C sharp.
With 9s, it's not flubby. Like I don't know what I'm doing that it's non-flubbing. I think if we went any lower they would be, but because I remember Larry even going, wow, that's rather full, it's not too tinny, and I'm as shocked as you are, dude. Now granted, when I do open F sharp, I use 10s for that. Yeah. Especially under the slide. Because I don't run a super high action anyways, even when I play slide, so need a little bit more resistance under there. So everyone's saying hey to each other. Let's see, Ty says, I like using Ernie Ball strings green pack. Ooh, why is that
the light green
12
or the
through
dark
52?
kind of teal green?
Yeah, what is that? 10s. Okay, yeah. Okay, the
I
line
use those
green.
for years. The lime green. I use those for years.
10 through 46, I believe.
Yeah, those are my strings for years and years and years and years and years. And then I switched to moving up to the 11s. Actually, when I bought that monstrosity, I was using 11s before that?
What, before the 335?
No, the 335 was the age of 11s. I'm pretty sure.
You need a thicker string on those, though.
Yeah, well, because I started out with 12s on it with a wound G, which was the thickest I ever got on strings. And I went, this is ridiculous. And so I went down to 11s, and that's where I kind of like settled into using that. But yeah, the lime green Ernie balls.
It's funny. There was, you get your Facebook memories come up, and obviously, I think I was over here, and it was right when they started blowing out the Ernie balls, when they were discontinuing them at Arden's. And I was like, choose your weapon, and I had 4 different gauges of Ernie balls on the go at once because I was starting to flirt with different, trying to find out different combos that I like. Do I want skinny all the way, skinny bottom, heavy tops, just kind of fooling around. So, and obviously I was restringing a telly that day. This time a year ago, I was restringing a telly. 1 year later, talking about restring. Let's see. JJ Collins says, are you using 11s and tuning down or standard pitch? He uses 11s regardless.
I use 11s.
I bet you if we tuned up to, say, F, you would still use 11s.
I use 11s.
He uses 11s. Yeah.
That's just my thing.
Yeah,
I use 11s.
I was using the...
They're the most comfortable for me. Like, they feel the best under my hands. They got the most resistance and tension to them. Anything less, just...
Hey, dry heat's in. I really enjoy chatting with all you guys. Really miss a show, and if I do, I always catch it on replay.
If I was playing regularly with 10s, I could probably adjust to it again. But I prefer 11s.
Yeah.
9s, no, I couldn't. I should never do 9s.
I was using 9 through 42 when we were playing in standard tuning. When we dropped down, I'm now using 9 through 46, which I noticed I'm down to 2 packs because I have the pack sitting over there for the 71. And I have to special order them again. Fortunately, the warehouse is 100 miles that way. So, if that, not even. What's Pickering? 90 miles?
No.
80?
It's about
an hour. Hour and 15?
No, it's about $1.75 kilometers, so whatever that works out, 2 miles.
Oh, JJ was asking because I will use 11s on a Gibson scale if I'm tuning down to E flat. Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I put 10s on this thing and I noticed the difference. Because, well, you know me, I'm all about bending that G string, and I'm thinking I may even use 10s but put a thinner G string on it, like 2 Bs or something like that. Because it's only a couple thou, but it does make a difference. So, yeah, getting into custom string, yeah. Because I'm that guy. Although I've been figuring out some other alternate ways of doing my pedal steel bends now. Including, I learned a really cool one of bending behind the bridge on a Tune-O-Matic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like fretting an A minor, bending it into a major. Oh, yeah. Well, B-bender stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. But, yeah. Thank you, Greg Koch. Then he's like, ring, ring. Oh, what is that? Replay. And then, yeah, I started playing around. Especially, I think, when that one's not top wrap, but especially with a top wrap, because I'll have less tension there that I can really dig in and do full step bends behind the bridge. And then I'll just... Yeah, Shane will be just ecstatic. You're bending strings. He loves it. Yeah, we'll see. Especially for sheep. Just, I think that song we can come up with some wacky bends.
Oh, go nuts with it.
Yeah.
Because there's a twangy guitar and a trumpet that we've got to...
Yeah, well, no, the last time when we performed it live, sorry to get on tangent, guys, but I think I missed a spot at one point. I did remember the first time we go to the chorus, the D-A-E, or whatever, D-A-E-A. Yeah, that's it. I remembered that, but then I got lost at one point, so I just started doing fills that I knew fit over an A or a D, and I think I did that for a whole verse, and then Shane's like, you played so much lead, and I was like, yeah, not my choice.
Yeah.
But I was happy that I wasn't just standing there going, oh, what are you doing, guys? So I found a spot, and they took it. Let's see, I was wondering if it showed up. Someone in the chat suggested that I add an avatar so I don't appear to be a troll. Alright, sure. Yeah. Awesome. So, just people saying hey to each other. Of course, as soon as I go to close it to check our notes, man, that covered basically, we just blew through everything. Usually we got stuff left over. Huh.
Oh.
What are we looking at on top? Well, and the funny part is it's 59 minutes and change, so
Well,
there we go,
gents,
guys. Wow, that was a fast
the
hour.
Canucks.
Yeah, that was a fast hour. That was awesome. Appreciate it. We got 10 thumbs ups. Thanks, guys. If you haven't already, give us a thumbs up if you like what we do. If you don't, well, whatever, hit the other one. I don't care. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure that bell looks like it's ringing so you'll get notified when we go live, so you're not missing out on the fun. Right, Dry Heat 480? No. I'm sure he had something to do because he usually jumps in right away on stuff. 11 thumbs now. Thanks, JJ. Oh, 12. Look out. We're climbing, folks. So on that note, I appreciate all you guys tuning in. We had Jim Guidry in earlier. Sinner was there. Ty, awesome to see you on a Thursday night show, bud. Ty, Rich, Ty. JJ's House of Jams, always a pleasure, buddy. JJ must have been watching our video the other day because I was talking about, I showed the old unpotted pickup, and next thing you know, the next day he sends me a link on how to pot pickups, YouTube video. So, guess what I'm doing with our old crock pot?
Nice.
Yes. I'm driving, so I can't be too involved in the chat. Rock on. Well, you stay safe, Jay. Yeah, he's just on his way home from work. So, again, Bruce, awesome. Dry Heat, JJ, Collins, Ty. Who else we got in here? R2, R3. Buddy, seriously. Buddy. Yeah. I can't thank you enough, man. That's awesome. And on that note, I don't know if I missed anybody. David Ennis. David, yes, of course. David Ennis. Sean Mahoney, right. I think it's just the first Thursday that Sean's tuned in. That's awesome. So, everyone have yourselves a great rest of the week. We're hopefully going to shoot some gear review videos on Saturday. Worst case, if you can't make it, I'll pop out and do a couple, and I'll either send them to you for edit, or because I think you usually chop off the beginning and the end. Yeah, that's what I thought you'd been doing. So we'll see how that goes, if I can figure that out. Or maybe I'll just, who knows, go down to Kingston, we'll do a live tour of the store or something like that. And then I'll do Johnny Bean style. I'll just set up the phone and play right there in the store. That's what he does. Hey man, we're doing this. Check it out. He'll do some awesome riff for a minute or so. And 30 seconds, throws it up. Oh yeah, so. You guys have an awesome rest of your week. We'll talk to everyone soon. Love all you guys. Be safe. Be nice to each other. Peace and love, right?
Take care. Have a good night, folks.
Have a good night.